Live where? What's all that background noise? All right, let me turn down some of the noise because it's what 80 degrees outside. I don't want to burn up. So my normal time to do the Talk to Me Tuesdays at 4 o'clock. Just so happened that our band is going to be performing down in Westland. So if you have to be out that way, shoot on by today at this evening at 7. But we're supposed to do like a sound check or something at 4 o'clock. So I thought I'd just do it on my phone for the first time, as opposed to doing it in front of the studio, and give you guys a little look around, a peek on how we do it and how things go. And you can ask questions, or you can, however you feel you want to be a part of this Talk to Me Tuesday. And for those who just popped up and didn't know who I am, I am DC Washington. I am the owner of the podcast called The Circuit, where we interview people with several hats. All right. And believe me, I had a whole entire setup. Trust me. When I got here, there was no tables or chairs for me to set up my computer or my cameras or any microphones, anything. So I just opted out to say, you know what? I've never used my phone for Riverside, and they said it works, so I thought I'd give it a try. And I'm sure if you don't mind helping me out, you guys can go ahead and put in comments and suggestions and tell me how it looked, how it worked out. I'm in the car right now. I'll show you. I'm going to jump out of the car and we're going to look around. What did that do wrong? Oh, I didn't press the right button, did I? Let's see. Best way to do this. Share screen. Yeah. Change it around. Well, one thing for sure, I'm new at this, huh? Everybody can tell. You messing up, DC. Well, we all mess up. Show me somebody that's never messed up. Now, I did it earlier where I could change the camera around. I'm not sure why it's not allowing me to do it this time. If I click on camera, it shuts the camera down. Anyway, well, I can just turn it around. All right, we're gonna step out. I'm gonna show you where we're gonna be hitting at. So you can get a view. I wonder what. So that's my microphone. You didn't hear me, did you? All right, and then comments and questions. Notes. There are no notes. Now I wonder if I change share screen. Share screen. Yeah, share screen. Share screen. I thought it'd be showing in front of my screen, but apparently not. Who's still with me? Let's turn off share screen. Stop sharing screen. Yeah. All right. So this is what we're looking at. Spain. Good job. Good job. And shout out to the Americans who know where to start the event. Hey, so it's like Monday to back. Speakers. Yeah, people have been pleasant. Just tap it in really it's 30 minutes. You can that way. It's nice. Sometimes we do these concerts, and it's blazing hot. And we're burning up on stage, sweating like pigs. They Center Industries. Okay. So look at it. This is the first time we'll be doing it this way. Wind is blowing those speakers. We're gonna see how that plays out. Hopefully they get the stage down in the DC where it's almost full of the Raptors on the hit them girls dancing. Man, did you guys see that? Talk to me about that. Man, stages. I can't work. Let's see, this one has some rain preventers, like it's plastic. It's like the same thing they use on the Silverdome. I walked on top of the Silverdome one time. Yeah, we had two in the front. Looked like what, two was facing the opposite end. They started to do that. A lot of people started to take their speakers faces in the back of the stage, which I guess I got to try that and see if it makes a big difference. But anyway, come early, get you a good parking spot. All this real estate is open. They have lights. So there's a light show. If there was a light show, it would be above. Yeah, get the fucking down. Light show. But who knows? It's always good to do a 1, 2 test, say hey.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
So, were there any questions? No, I don't see any questions. Yeah. I was trying to make sure that things are turned on. They are. Just wondering why I can't turn my camera on. That's not possible. Almost want to sit down and try to figure that out. I think what I'm going to do is go back and sit down till it's time for us to call us up to do a sound check. Just asked about Chris. Who's this guy? Chris. Sometimes they get me mistaken for Chris, which I don't argue about. Chris is a dynamic guitar player, and I'm just a okay bass player.
1, 2, 1.
Let's see what the sound guys do. As I try to figure out this camera thing. See, it is not whatever. And just testing out microphones, I guess. Many times they use wireless mics, but I don't see wireless mics up there. It's just a standard nowadays, but a lot of people don't like wireless mics because either if you can hear that jet up there, it's inconvenience where radio tends to come in and mess up what you're recording or mess up what you're trying to, the signal gets messed up. So sometimes they go right out. And it's funny, a lot of times the wireless mics, of course, you may or may not know, you have to put batteries in them. And when you put batteries in them, guess what? Batteries go low. Batteries go dead. What do you do at that point? Somebody's probably thinking, oh, somebody just texting, why don't you just change the batteries every day? And some people do. Depends how much money you got. If you got it like that, then of course you will change the batteries often as possible. But most churches usually don't have it like that. Most people don't have it like that. It's usually we don't run it to the little red light comes on and say that the battery is low or just about dead. I'm not sure why they do that, but I don't know. If it was me, production wise, I would probably always put in fresh batteries every show. I wouldn't hesitate to do a show with a mic that was used on a previous show. Now that's just me. That's just me. I think it'd be rather embarrassing to put on a show and your mics go dead. You know, and I just wonder, is the sound man embarrassed or is the artist embarrassed or both or neither? What do you guys think? You know, let me think. And see, if I was the artist, I would be embarrassed because I would think it'd be people thinking it's my fault when it's really not. I was a sound guy. It's like a lot of times they walk around with they don't care, but sorry about the sound guys who are friends of mine. I'm not really saying particularly to you, but a lot of times I asked one sound guy, if you go back and look at one of the podcasts with Andre, ask him about how they dress up. Like if people dressed up in tuxedos or whatever, the sound guy coming in shorts, coming in, I have dressed to these gala events, just always kind of behooves me or throws me for a loop. Kind of makes me laugh. I guess they figure they may have to be on the ground or scuffle their knees up or have to do something that requires them to get dirty. So they don't wear nothing expensive, no suit, a three-piece suit or tuxedo and tie and everything. So what say you? What do you guys say? We got one question? 3 questions? I'm DC Washington. This is the podcast called The Circuit. And again, we normally do Talk to Me Tuesday, but today we have a gig today. So it kind of interferes with my 4 o'clock. One thing that I guess people told me when you do podcasts, always start them on time at the same time, every time. So every Tuesday so far for the last maybe 2-3 months, I've been starting at 4 o'clock. That was the most opportune time that they told me to start at. 4 o'clock it is. 4 o'clock it is. Bass player extraordinaire, DC Washington. Right? So we got a few more minutes. Again, we got musicians coming in, people coming, getting ready to set up. Be the saxophone player or where are the drums at? Somebody just asked that, yeah, where are the drums at? Seems like that'll be set up first because usually the drums are set in the middle. This guy is probably a guitar player. He's bringing his own amp. I wonder if I need to bring my amp. He might be the bass player. I hate when bass players know me and I don't know them. I'm like, oh, man. I feel so bad. I don't get out much. I live a sheltered life. But yeah, that's the bass. He's the bass player. He's probably the bass player for Alexander Zonjic. I think I do know him. Someone called the wrong name because he come back and watch this video. He may not want to do a podcast with me or let me interview him. You can imagine that. Oh no, because you didn't remember my name. Some musicians are finicky like that, very sensitive. Some people say, well, someone said I was sensitive. I don't think I'm that sensitive, but I guess I could be considered. It just depends on who you're talking to, who you're around, who you're with, Who are you with? It's coming down to Wisconsin. Some yes, some no. I don't know if it's going to rain. Bring your umbrella, just in case. Bring a suitable chair, just in the grass. There's plenty of lawn seats. Plenty of lawn seats. You can go all the way out there to that field, way out there where the trees are. Or you can sit right here with me on the sidelines. Huh? Oh, you know what you could do? You could really get up parking spots. Get up parking spots. You can just park there and set your car next to the good music. And walk over and get you some food. And then watch the cops come by. And all you ain't doing nothing you ain't got no business doing. I don't know. It's ain't got no business doing. Like, can you smoke weed in public? No, weed is legal, but I work. I know people who used to smoke weed. We still got a little scare, We know can do or not do it. That isn't the scare where you get busted. And so many people going to prison for smoking weed or selling weed. Crazy, 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 crazy. So I don't know. You put that in the comments. So can you smoke weed in front of the police officer? I think I'm gonna go ask him. Should I ask him in front of y'all? Say, hey, can somebody smoke weed in front of you guys? Or are there signs out here that says you're not supposed to be smoking any weed out here on this property? Just curious. We got about 10 more minutes. So again, please feel free to put your comments in and ask your questions. It's DC Washington for the Circuit Podcast. Today is Talk to Me Tuesday. And we are outside in Westland. And I thought, because my show starts the same time we're supposed to be setting up doing sound check, and I just do a live podcast here at the set. I ain't never done that before, so why not? Let's give it a try. So then we go to some of these exotic places. Like the weekend we were way in on the west coast of Michigan, up by up north of Traverse City. What was it called? I can't think of the name right now. And then the next day, we were all the way to the East Coast. On the East Coast, had yachts on both sides. Yachts over on the West Coast, yachts on the East Coast. Safe Harbor, that was the one on the East Coast. Safe Harbor. You guys been in Safe Harbor? And Clairvoyant, Charlevoix. I couldn't fix my lips to say it. Charlevoix. It was in Charlevoix, Michigan on Friday, and Safe Harbor on Saturday. Coast to coast. That's what I'm saying. Coast to coast, like New York to Chicago. New York to LA, or California to New York. No. Michigan coast to coast. There will come a time that we will be going coast to coast from California, New York, or New York to California. But this past weekend, which I am tired, trust me, I am beat. So this is a Tuesday show. We'll see how this is going to turn out. I see that. Later tonight. Did y'all go see Tasha last night? She was over at it's a place where you kind of just balls down there. I haven't getting the show. Songs, man. So that the stars can do what they do. But anyway, I think that's Heritage on bass. We'll see. We will see. What time do you think it'd be good to start a concert? Let's see now, the sun doesn't set till 9 o'clock. So you want to be out in the sun 6 to 9, baking in the sun? Because it ain't always going to be a day like this, cloudy, right? What do you want to, how would you want to do it? What's your ideal concert? For those that are asking, this is a symbol of a bass. It's a bass clef. All right. So if you play piano or study a little music in school or high school, grade school, college, or just privately, you know there's a treble clef, which all the high notes are registered, and then there's a bass clef where all the low notes are registered. Me being a bass player, this is the bass clef. They made a bass hat. I couldn't resist it. So this is Talk to Me Tuesday. Usually, I know, actually give you a phone number to call, 248-736-2100. But I didn't bring the phone. It's just, I'm just gonna take your calls by you just signing in on either my media page or LinkedIn or YouTube and just chatting what you want to see or hear. And then I just do that. So anyway, okay, put into the chat what you're doing. Where you going? What you got going on for Tuesday night? This is what I'm doing. They're setting up. But where are the lights? It could be a dark ass stage. Excuse my language. Sorry about that. Pretty dark stage. Pretty dark stage. And there's Alexander coming down the street. There he is, star of the show. There's the star of the show. How you doing, Alex? Good. Good, man? Everything's good. Good. Looking forward to hearing you. Oh, thank you. Anyway, how much time we got left? We got about 5 minutes. Close this out. When you are going out with your significant other, do y'all decide to, as a team, wear the same colors, or is it her saying what you're gonna wear? She say, "Well, we're gonna wear black and white." I don't think there's ever been a man that says, "Hey, we're gonna wear these colors, red, black, colors of the Bulls, Chicago Bulls." It may have, you know, anything's possible these days. Anything's possible. But I just wonder, is that mostly a woman thing? Makes men wear what she's wearing when she picks up the colors, so they can be fashionably on time, I guess. Or if you're in a band, there's somebody in your band that picks out what you guys gonna be wearing. I'll say, hey, I know on the higher end, some like the Temptations, and Four Tops, and Stylistics, and Supremes, and all those bands that from the 1900s, so they would call it, they would be wearing certain clothing, that band stuff. See, then as the bands got louder, you got edgy, like Bootsy and Funkadelics, George Clinton, those guys. They start wearing more exotic, that doesn't really match, but it's exotic enough that you can tell it's different than what you would normally wear, you know. So a lot of things I've worn in the past, I wonder, when you see a musician wear certain clothes, would you wear that in public? Can you answer that question? Would you wear some things you've seen some of the rock, heavy metal players wearing, or some of the blues, jazz, or anybody? Jazz is not hard. Many times they're wearing three-piece suits, you know. So I'm not gonna say jazz is gonna be a difficult one. On these last few minutes, check the mix. One of Detroit's finest. Sounds great. I wonder if they're doing their sound check first, because they up there first. My team is not here. They don't even have drums here. I think that's Chris pulling up now. Well, they raised the speakers up. They got 2 monitors in the air facing the band. They got the speakers up there. And they got those woofers I showed you earlier. Yeah. Yeah. It's going to be interesting shit. I can follow up with you. Tell me what's your favorite tune. You gonna pick that tune off of what's that show? Was it the show? Yeah. Taxi. I think the show's called Taxi. Yeah, Taxi. That's probably one she probably gets known from at the airport, like, you know, say, hey, aren't you the guy? You know, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Those are hook lines. I love those hook lines. He's Detroit's finest. And Detroit got a lot of great musicians, trust me. Trust me. It ain't easy to make it out of Detroit. You do, you know. It is what it is. You know, when you don't, then you just be happy with what you did, you know. Be grateful. So I'm gonna close it out. I am DC Washington. This is The Circuit. Talk to Me Tuesday. We have another podcast called Weird Wednesday. All right. We got Think About Thursdays. Think About Thursdays. And fun things to do on bass on Friday. Okay. And I think we do have a Saturday. My producer mentioned something about Saturday. That was. I'll get back with you. But meantime, between time, as they call it, I'm going to say peace to you, peace to your family, peace to all your friends. Hey, you get out this week or this summer, don't just stay in bed. Let me tell you something real big. Okay. If you're laying in bed and you're watching this, you're going to get real stiff. If you're in your favorite chair or your favorite couch or your favorite bed, don't do that. Stay moving. Because if you don't, take it from me, it's going to be more painful than would get your legs taken from you with a hammer. Okay? Trust me, it's a painful thing. All right. Babble it out. Talk to you guys later. All right. I'm DC Washington, The Circuit.